Well, hello everyone. I hope everything is audible. Um, then we're live. Well, looks like it is. That's amazing. Alright, so today I'm gonna try and finish most of this base. But before we do that, let's just go over to what happened between the last video, episode 2, and this stream. Because I did some work actually. First of all, we got some more stuff in here. Got some stuff here. But I also made these chests. Cobblestone and horse. I have this entire ore chest now. I have no idea where the second diamond came from. I honestly don't. And I finished the mine towards Y level 16. So that we could in fact get a lot of iron and discover caves that could go down towards a deeper level. But I also discovered something else down here, and that's what we're gonna do first. Because I discovered actual mineable diamonds down here. And gold. So let's put a bit of light down so that we can actually see. So of course I'm gonna get gold because, well, gold is basically an important resource. It's an important resource for both trading with piglins as some other stuff that I'm just gonna use as building supplies. Because I think golden accents in certain bases or builds, to better say, would be really important. I've also been thinking about establishing lore within the world, because as of now it's kind of bland and there isn't, well, I don't think that's actually a word, but there is no lore yet, and I'm going to change that very soon, but I don't know if that's very soon. It's going to happen today, but at least we're going to do some diamond mining first, because I got one over there, and there might be more. It's more. It's a lot more. Wow. Alright. Oh, we got 5 from that. That's not that bad, to be honest. Alright, I'm gonna stay clear from those skeletons because I really don't like having to deal with them. And not just because they're really annoying to deal with, because they can shoot. Yes, there's more. Alright, 8 diamonds. That makes us go to a total of, I believe, 10. But that's not the scariest thing I discovered. The scariest thing is this ancient city. To be honest, I love the way the light comes in, but it also made me terrified of being here. But I also already see some chests, and I kinda wanna go in. But I'm kinda terrified that I'm gonna spawn a warden by accident. But that's not something for today, I guess. Because terrified is an option, and I did not sign up for that option. But it's a good thing for the future, because ancient cities do have a lot of amazing loot, I believe. I haven't really gone into them. That the one's clear. Alright. So I think we gotta go back up to the surface and actually start working on the base. So today I wanna get some walls and windows fixed at least. Maybe go on an adventure already for finding the spruce that we're gonna need. But that's kinda more the least important part, since it's basically just for the floors. Alright, so as you can see, I made some hallways here, and we're at Y level 16. And at day 17 apparently. Wow, that went fast, very fast. Alright, get rid of that one. Let's immediately go ahead and smelt all of that iron. I also got some emeralds from mining it up there. And I discovered that, well, apparently there are more emeralds over there, but that over that hill over there is in fact one of them pillager outposts. So if we want to get a crossbow soon without actually having to craft one ourselves, that could be a really cool place to get it. So I'm kind of thinking, do I want to make the windows 3 tall and then above here stairs? Make another log that's separating the two stages of the base? Or do I want to get it like this and then put it? I think we're going for tree high. So it makes this floor quite large, but that also gives it atmosphere. And we love atmosphere. So let's then immediately do the rest of it like this. It is going to be one tall ceiling though. Oh, that's not the thing we planned. I'm getting sick of that. Oh, I didn't light up this one. That's the problem. I was like, I thought I'd lit it up last episode, but there were 2 guys. Completely forgotten about that part. Alright, that's also fixed. It was just really annoying to hear a zombie. Oh yeah, I've also done this. I made a pond that I dug out myself, and I used this area that just was already lower, and I turned it to another pond. And I want this to be like a part back here that I can just go and fish, because I have tested it. It is fishable. Of course, we did that by accident. Oh, I guess I have another lock. Alright, that seemed to be enough wood, luckily. Alright, let's turn the rest of it into stairs to do this part. And then we have 3 by 2 windows. Or actually 2 by 3. You know what? That's not gonna look bad, so let's also do there a window there. Oh yeah, before we continue on building this section, let's get some sand melted. So, that's, I think, enough iron for now. Probably gonna need more in the future anyway, so that's not really a problem. And then 2 trapdoors in the door, I think. And then same for here. But instead of 2 here, 4. Let's just turn everything into it. So I'm gonna have to need in fact 3 doors. Oh, that's 1 too many. I honestly think that's amazing already. So I actually really like it already. I didn't expect it to look so great. Right, now for the windows. Oh, let's wait on one more, and then I can immediately make an entire 32 glass panes. Yes, thank you. And I'm gonna just hope that it will be enough. And the answer is no, it's not gonna be enough. Exit via the window. And now we have to wait. Alright. Gonna need 4 more. Yes, that's amazing. Oh, I only needed 16. Well, then I have some glass for the next stage of the base. Alright. So, now it's at least safe from skeletons and zombies. And we got a beautiful kitchen. But, talking about this kitchen, last time I said something about making a checkerboard pattern. And I have gotten that right. So, let's turn it into 1 stack. And try and look at what it will be as a checkerboard pattern. Honestly, I think it looks better. Then we can do furnaces, like campfires here, some smokers here, or be on or along this wall, like smokers here, campfires here, and then just I don't know actually. I'm kind of unsure of how I want to do it. At least now it's already looking a lot better. Alright, that's the dirt gonna go eventually. So let's chop down some trees. I'm gonna birch for the sticks and then just oak for the color. Honestly, I didn't expect this base to be requiring so much wood, but that's kind of dumb that I didn't expect it, because it is in fact not really the smallest starter base I've seen ever, or built ever. But at least it's not a dirt earth. And I'm gonna do my best on making it look amazing from both the outside and the inside. I already think that from the outside we're doing a great job. Like, it's still a bit blocky, but well, we're not done, so I think that's a poor excuse. I think that could be enough sticks, right? Alright, gonna need some more lumber. Alright, so for the road to lore, I'm not gonna explain anything today. But for this area's lore, I am going to do. This is going to be a town that was once independent. It didn't have, it wasn't ruled by a country that exists within the world. It had its own government and everything else. Eventually it was taken over by one of the different kingdoms. But prior to its taking over, it had what's called the management square. Basically it was a place where townsfolk that had influence came together and spoke about what they wanted to do for the town and how they could make sure that it was better performing. So basically, since it was majority a mining town that traded with different regions in the world, there people that had influence at those meetings were like the mining manager and the that was just down for down here, the baker, and well, so the baker, the blacksmith, and well, what more do we have that we need actually? So the baker, the blacksmith, and some of the general store owners. Because basically they were the major people in the town that everybody knew, because there was only one of them, and they were the ones that were actually making sure that people had jobs in the town, and that people were paid in the town for their jobs. And they also had the most money because they owned the operations. So the management square will come over right around here, I think. And back in the day it was called the management square, but now it's more like the major place where the empire that rules the city now performs its executions. One moment. Got a message from my dad. Alright, Alright, we got some copper. I'm doing that because that lightning kinda made me a bit worried. So currently I'm gonna set it here, but in the future I can, and I'm probably gonna change it. Alright, so before I'm going to start doing other stuff here, I do in fact want the spruce that we need. So I've just saved the coordinates, and now we're going to look for a place where we can actually find. Well, no, in fact, I think it's better to leave this horse here because we're probably gonna need to cross the ocean. So let's dump the unnecessary stuff. That's quite necessary, in my opinion. Get some food prepared. Gonna take some iron and let's be on my way. So this is an area that we haven't really looked at, I believe. But that's because I saw it and thought this isn't the proper place for base building. So I'm going to skip it, and now I think I'm just going to cross through towards looking for a spruce biome. It already looks more promising than the last in episode 2 where we went looking for it and got lost in a desert. And only saw tropical stuff. Alright, we've reached the other side. So this is like a proper river. But the game will probably count it as like an ocean. Okay. That's not what I was hoping for. No, that's just regular trees, but wait. Well, this is spruce, I believe. Or is it dark oak? I think spruce. No, that's spruce. So I'm not gonna harvest this one because I think the shipwreck is not static, but I do hope that the wreck has saplings in it, but I don't know if that's even possible. I don't think so, to be honest. It looks like an amazing place, to be honest. I think this could be one of the kingdoms eventually. This is going to be more of the medieval kingdom, while the tower building is going to be more like a medieval-like, but also, but it isn't part of the medieval kingdom eventually. So I do know what, from what part of, from what it, yeah, having a stroke in my mouth again, but well, I don't know from which country the village we're going to build from is. It's going to be like a more desert-like Egyptian empire. But the reason it's not made from the same buildings, not in that area, but close to it, is because it, like I said, it wasn't originally part of that empire. Bingo, spruce. All right, so we go over there to get some spruce, but I've probably gonna need to build myself in to try and manage and survive the night. Because they do not infect of any wall. Well, in that case, I'm just gonna make sure I have every single piece of wood that I need and have saplings to in the future have more of this. So those are the first saplings. This is really relaxing, to be honest. I don't even see zombies here or anything. Alright, so I got 10 saplings. 11. 12. And I think I am going to make this at least stack, and then I'm going back. Let's equip the shield for my own protection. Because the fact that I don't see them, or barely see them at least, doesn't mean they're not here. Because I hear a skeleton right now. Oh yeah, that's true. I think it's actually more in that direction, so that's not a problem. I don't like that sound. I really don't like that sound. We're actually going away from the treasure map. Alright, guess we're not going to find it in this region. Well, then I have an idea that I'm going to do with that treasure map. And if anyone was wondering that has seen the last episode, no, I haven't figured out replay mod because it isn't available for this version of Forge that I'm gonna require to also use the Optifine version I am using. And Optifine is only available till 1.21.4 because the others are the preview versions, but they don't seem to work properly yet on my PC. So basically my world is kind of up to date with the current release of Optifine, and I'm gonna look into using the NeoForge fabric because it's a combination of where you can use both Forge and Fabric, but it's probably gonna be figuring out how to use both Optifine and Reaper Mod at the same time, because currently I haven't figured it out yet. Well, we're home without having to use the photo I made from my coordinates, and it's already starting to turn day. That's amazing. That's what I call great timing. Based on the fact that there are creepers here, I should have gotten a cat. Oh, where did you come from? Where are you, my base? I forgot to equip the shield. Well, now for the second step of this entire project. Digging out a floor. That looks right. So, for now you're going to the kitchen bed. And now it's my bed, but... okay. Ouch. That really was not necessary. This is really fun. Alright. I bet can now go back in this corner. I have a lot of dirt, I realize. You know, I'm kind of curious to my statistics. Well, I have walked 7.8 kilometers. Distance flown. Distance flown? What do you mean? What do you mean 12.1? What better question, what is distance flown? Oh. It's caused by one thing, and it's actually caused by four things, I see. One of them is jumping. I think I've jumped a lot. I think it's indeed my jumps. Because basically for every jump you go up one block and go one down, block down one. Meaning per jump you get 2, that's already 10,000. And yeah, alright, that's make kind of sense. That's kinda sad. Time of the world open 8.4 hours already. And 7, wow, alright. That's a lot already. But let's make it more. So I'm probably gonna get like 4 stacks of wood. I'm gonna try at least, because for the next part I'm gonna need a lot of it. Because basically we're gonna need to make a rim from wood, which is already quite a lot of wood in that case. I'm gonna need to build the next floor. And the next floor is also gonna include the roof, so it's going to be a little bit taller than the first layer. Alright, now we're just gonna rebuild that. Because eventually I'm just gonna burn it down or just replant a lot of trees down here. Probably both, but first burn everything down and just then plant a lot of new trees down here. Oh, apples. I do like those. Oh yeah, I need the iron for new axe. Oh, we already got 2 stacks, so we're very well on the way to what we need. So I'm just gonna clear out this entire area, and then eventually this is just going to be part of the town. Because it's going to be a mining village, so we could probably just get some extra mining tunnels down in planted into the mountain itself. There are going to be like different layers of what's the purpose of this entire place. Alright. I'm gonna get a stack of dirt. And an actual shovel because I'm gonna work with dirt. I'm gonna try to sleep. Ouch, that hurt. Alright, let's put in a temporary stair. I still got one. No, here 5, 5. So 10, 12, 14. 14 times 5 is a lot more than I have. That one's too short, so I'm gonna fix that. Oh wait, but I can also make this just like a roof, so I don't need... I need a bit less, but still I need 5, and I have... yeah... I think I got 2 too little. Wow, that looks kinda crazy already. So let's get some of this planted in an area where we're not gonna see the ugly dirt version. You know what? I've got a great idea for that. It's called floating. And I can just plant all of it here every time, and then it just regrows. So guys, we're going to break. I think 5, maybe max 10 minutes. If it takes longer, I'm already sorry in advance, but I hope that it doesn't take long. Alright guys, I'm back. I had to go to the toilet suddenly, so not a big deal. Just some time needed. Let's try one thing before we're gonna continue our work here today. I suddenly got some stuff, so I'm gonna try it out. Alright, yes. Alright, so I needed more wood. So I think I'm going to make a little balcony over there. I don't know how I came to that idea, but I just was like, it's a great place for a balcony. So, well, that will become the balcony. Then a roof over there. And just windows, and then casually everything topped up. Oh, it's gonna be a stone roof in case of, well, lightning. I'm gonna put that lighting pole over on top of the roof then. Because otherwise we're probably gonna get accidental fires, and we don't really want that. Right, at least we got enough to finish this side now. Oh, the door's here. I would just say this room is finished but unfurnished. But now I can make a balcony here. And because I'm gonna put my balcony here, I also know where the bedroom is gonna go. Alright, that looks amazing. Alright, so and where I put a full wall and an upgrade at the corners here on the first floor, I'm gonna put it everywhere on this one. No wait, that's wrong. Oh well, two of them have grown. Oh, that's improvement, and I can already go and cut them down for wood. But let's just try and finish as much of this as we can before. And then we can start working on the second floor. The second floor's floor. Alright. And now I have the floor. Well, the walls, actually. Alright, for now, for a very boring task, we're gonna cut down 3 trees. And hope that 2 axes will be enough. Well, that's already a stack, so I think we're gonna have more than enough from these 3 trees. Yeah, we're gonna have a lot of it. To think there's still a roof going on top of that thing. course, it's going to be like this. Although it's a beautiful view from up here. Well guys, do you think it's enough wood? I think the answer is yes. Especially since it's not even going to be an entire floor. It's not like this middle part is going to be left uncovered. Um, I'm just not used to talking to myself for what it feels like because Yeah, I'm talking to you guys, but but for me, I don't hear you guys. So, and as far as I know, no one has asked the question in chat. No, I don't see anything in chat. Kinda sad, man. So for one moment, I'm gonna mute myself, but I'm still going to work through it, and then I'll be back in like a few minutes or so. Alright, I'm back. So, I had a time during a stream before the channel was like this. I deleted everything eventually because I just wasn't satisfied with the results. But it happened so that I had forgotten to make sure that you guys could hear me, and that meant that no one could hear me, and the stream was just silent, just only the game. And I just thought to myself, have I activated the sound, because it would be really embarrassing if I had a repeat of that event. At a channel I'm actually spending time on working instead of just uploading things straight from my computer, instead of even trying to edit it, which I'm currently actually doing, like cut clips, and other parts. But I'm really loving this house already. It's actually starting to feel like a house instead of just a. It's not feeling like some place you're going to start in and eventually abandon. It feels like a proper place in the world that I'm going to enjoy for a long time. But well, you kind of want to enjoy it for a long time. Roads like this aren't supposed to be just like, oh, I've got a small starter base. Well, oh, I made one too many actually. Oh well, I finally good enough to go to a new place. Then I'm just not gonna look back at what I originally had. But what I originally have is just like, it's history of your world. So I think it's really important to remain with the builds that you have made. And I've done something stupid. Again. I actually kinda want dirt over there, so... Only the upside of it is actually going to be having stairs, yes, but upside down. Yes. What I'm gonna need... Not that. I think gonna need that. Glass not yet, so I need a new iron axe. Alright, so let's go up and fix this. So because this one's a bit different, I am going to do it here. Right, guard stairs, that's also really important. Right. Some grass at every single one. got off on there. And there. Then that's that. Alright, now I want spruce slabs over all of these. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. 7 plus 4 is 11. 11 times 4 is 44. Alright. I think, wow, that looks really amazing in my opinion. Alright, so I want to get some plants going over there. And then we're going to put in windows. And last, a roof. But before I do any of that, I'm gonna replace doors. Oh, I do have enough. Okay, great. I thought I didn't have enough, so. So I got a bunch of flowers here already, but I am gonna get more. Because one flower is never enough. So I'm just gonna harvest a bunch of different flowers and then I'll plant them. And I'm just gonna say, alright, I think because I have that, this will look great, and then etc, etc. And of course I have the balcony, which also makes a great addition. I kinda want this. It's puppies. Wait, yes, there's still got puppies. Oh no, they used to be called roses and they look a bit different, but that hasn't been the case for a while. And now I'm not that old. I just started playing Minecraft really early on. Well, it wasn't really early on actually. It just felt, at the time I thought, well, the game has been out for a while. But eventually it turned out that the game is currently, that I've played more than half of the game's lifetime, so I wouldn't say that I'm OG, but I'm also not saying that I am new to the game. Alright guys, so I'm kind of annoyed that I'm not gonna have enough. I need literally one more cent. But we're going on a little adventure because I'm not just planning on getting a bit of sand. Yeah, I know, and I only need 1 cent, but I'm just gonna get some extra because I'm probably still gonna run out eventually, due to some idiotic reason. That's called me being me. Okay. So what we're gonna do in the jungle is seek bamboo. So bamboo is a great resource because it grows fast and you can make something called scaffolding from it. And I realized that when making the roof, scaffolding is probably going to be a really good building block to have. Because I think it's not that expensive. Like, yeah, you need like basically just bamboo and string, which isn't too hard to get. So Oh, I didn't see that hole. I have fireball. Did you know that Minecraft actually has wizards and not just witches? The wizards are called ghasts. You might think, what? They're not wizards, they're not even human. Well, they're not even human, but they're wizards. You know what they do? They cast a spell named Fireball. And they literally shoot a fireball at terminal velocity, and once it hits you, you basically just explode, and it sets your area on fire. Meaning, technically, ghasts are wizards. They're very strange, hellish wizards, probably serving some kind of wizard emperor. But that's a different problem. And there it is, my home. My beautiful, beautiful home. Guys, I think that when I just slept, I set my respawn point. Which means if I died during that trip outside, it would have been really bad. Oh shit, shit, shit. Oh. Thank you. Kinda worried there because I'm not too great with creepers. I don't think we have enough string. Oh yeah, we also need to do that still. That's something we can do in the meantime. Alright, placing the fences outside. It's not gonna be enough, is it? No, it's not. Just, I still need 4 sides. Yes, 4 sides. Well, guess we're gonna try to fix that. This one. And that's the rest. And it just starts raining. And I still got 1 short. Alright, let's not hope that it's going to thunder, because with this base we might have a problem since it's higher than that. And made out of wood. Alright, so luckily we had just enough glass. Great that I did extra. So doggies, come inside. You don't deserve to be wet. Get 3 furnaces, 3 smokers. We have that established. Now we're getting towards the scaffolding. Hoped for more, but alright. Alright, why did I place that one? Oh, really that stupid? Well, apparently. Alright guys, excuse me for a moment, I need a bit to eat. Alright, yes, got it. And there's one thing I hate, it's building roofs, but it will be looking awesome once I'm done. But to be honest, I thought I could make more scaffolding with what I had, but well, apparently it's just really expensive. Well, for early game at least. For getting all the bamboo. When you just got it, I thought I really thought I could make more with. Well, calling it expensive is also the really wrong way to say it. Well, yeah, and I think string is kind of expensive, but luckily I got that really early. But soon I might need to go to the Badlands, the Mesa, to find those caves, to find mine shafts and use them as a place to get a lot of string. Alright, let's look at how it looks. A nice arch. That's honestly what we love to see. Well, I think now that I'm looking at it, because we're so high up, we could make an attic in this base. Alright, so now it's the turn for, well, turning this into wood. So guys, I hope y'all know Grian. So Grian has the annoying point of not finishing the back of his builds. For anyone who's wondering, I have a similar trait, but I have that with the roof. And that's most of the time that I just hate doing roofs. And because I've designed this roof in creative mode, sort of. Like I had a creative world in which I did testing and I was like, you know what, I want to build a base, then for the roof I just thought straight off both the hole here and the roof. because I really like the design I used in my creative world and made it transfer over from there. But I tried to make original designs that I only use once, or give it a twist that it's recognizable as the same, but it isn't the same. Because honestly, I could recreate some builds from massive YouTubers as eventually megabases or things, but I think there's no fun in that. I think it's more showing what you can do and not what you can do when you look at someone else and try to copy them. Like, so first of all, I try to avoid using tutorials for builds. Like, I'm gonna say I have in fact used tutorials to build certain things in other worlds, but overall I try to avoid having builds that are from a tutorial and that are recognizable by people who have watched the same tutorial. Like if I follow a tutorial exactly, I already think the build it doesn't have me in it. It has the creator. It doesn't have my personal style of builds, and that makes the build not feel alive as much. While that a build being alive feeling that you get from having an original design is one of the amazing things of a world you own. Having designed it yourself and making sure that you are perfectly in contempt of what you've made. I'm gonna say, this is my build. I've designed it, and I have been trying. So if anyone's like, oh yeah, I have this build too, it looks exactly the same, and I made it earlier than you, then let me know, and I'm like, alright, you were there before, but to totally be clear, I don't know of anyone who has the same build as this, and I'm trying to avoid it, and I will be quite weirded out if somehow me and someone else have exactly the same build, but I hope that's not the case. But now we kinda need some more stone, so let's just go ahead and mine. Except for there's one problem, guys. The stream isn't going to be on for very long. I'm gonna try to finish roof, but my local time is currently 17:11, and I need to go at 17:20. So I hope I can still finish most of the build, and if not, I am going to finish in the evening stream, which I don't know how late it will be. Could be in a few hours, could not even happen. If eventually I decide that for today I'm over my limit of Minecraft. But at least at this moment I'm kinda enjoying building this base, and we're definitely going to do more amazing stuff in the near future. Now that we almost have a starter base completed, I think it's important to get more settled. and that's mainly being to get the overworld kinda worked out, this town, and want eventually update to the newest version in which we have the friendly guest, because I don't believe that's in 1.21.4. And once the friendly guest is here, I am going to update once I have availability to that world, to that version of the game with Optifine. Then we're going to the Nether. Because that's the main thing that's currently keeping me away from it. I want Optifine for it. And I hope y'all can accept that. If not, then I'm sorry, but I don't know if you're the perfect fit for this channel, because that's going to be happening a lot during your time here. You're just saying, not right now, wait till I eventually have the proper version. Why do I hear a zombie? Oh, that's why. Alright, we have the roof finished. That looks absolutely amazing. Like, we still need to fix those holes on the actual sides of it. But we're not gonna do that right now. We're gonna wait to that for the next stream, which might be this evening or probably Saturday evening. Because tomorrow I will be working the entire day, and Saturday I will be available in the evening. So I hope this evening that I can finish it up, everything in the stream, and we can get work done on the future projects that are going to be in this area, and just have everything made beautiful. So guys, thank you all for watching, and I'll see you in the very next time.